happen during homecoming week. Thank you.
all your halls represented over here, and all the lovely people we have competing tonight. Mr. Barno, Mickey!
Miss Lightner, Amanda.
Thank you to Draven Rowney of Ellensburg, today's kickoff captain. Touchdown, Wildcats! Demetrius Sumler rumbles in from 1 yard out. Touchdown, Wildcats! Davis's kick is up and good. Touchdown!
Well, for the last 4 years that I've been here, I really saw it as a way for students to celebrate being here and everything. But then this year, I had the opportunity to go to a lot of alumni events and dinners and banquets. And it really is a great way to get them back on campus, especially donors on campus or anything like that. It's a great way to show them how the campus is expanding and where their money's going, and just celebrate the great time that they had here.
Now, is there an alumni dinner? I think it's at Sue Lombard Hall. Is that where it's at?
Yeah, and I went to it this year, and it was awesome.
It was
a great experience.
Actually, I ended up I got to cater it.
Oh, okay.
It was cool being there.
Awesome.
I didn't know it happened before. It was
Yeah,
a cool experience.
me either. It was great.
Yeah. So how is student spirit of their homecoming bodies, excuse me, how is school spirit very important for the student body itself and individual students?
Well, I'm a firm believer that you choose a school more on just what the academics are. You choose it because it feels like home and you enjoy it. So having that school spirit, I think, is a great way to get students to have pride in their school, feel like they're a part of it, and everything like that. And I think homecoming week is a great way for them to celebrate that.
To really build ties to your school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now this year, how did you participate in planning for homecoming?
Well, I got elected into my position last May, so I didn't start until June. And by that time, they had already planned a lot of the events. But I had the opportunity to coordinate Wellington's wildfire this year, and it was a little different because of all the wildfires in the community.
Oh, okay.
So we had to move it indoors, so it was a lot different than in the past, but it was still awesome. I planned that all summer. I also got to go to Patton Oswalt and help out with that, and it was a blast. I got to judge Mr. and Miss Central, and so I had a lot of fun with that. And I work really closely with RHA, so I helped them with their planning of the dance and Mr. and Miss Central and everything that they do.
How did Mr. and Miss Central turn out this year?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was Miss Meisner and Mr. Bardo who won, but everyone did such a great job. It was so entertaining.
A lot of students out there showing their
talent.
Oh yeah,
and they just packed the ballroom. It was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting what you said about Wellington's wildfire compared with wildfires. Imagine that it would have to alter the event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was difficult, but we pulled it off, and it was awesome. And hopefully, I mean, they kind of make it. I like the traditional Wellington's wildfire, but this year it was kind of extra special because everyone got together and really still just showed all their spirit despite of what's going on.
Well, I'm glad it worked out. That's good. I was going to ask you, did you attend homecoming your freshman year here?
What did I go to my freshman year? I don't even remember. I went to the football game for sure, but I think that was it. Yeah, I've kind of been building up my spirit the past 4 years.
Did you attend that Wildcat weekend the week before? The weekend before, excuse me?
The
Wildcat weekend?
The Wildcat Welcome Weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always a lot of fun too.
Yeah, I definitely have very fond memories of that. Is the homecoming event, is this the biggest spirit event we have of the year?
I would have to say so. I know that Wildcat Welcome Weekend has a lot of spirit too. There's usually a football game and a lot of activities, but homecoming weekend is definitely the kickoff for the year, and it's probably the most spirited event. I know spring quarter they have Student Appreciation Month and everything like that, but homecoming is that 1 week where all of the departments come together, all the students come together and alumni, and they all show off as much spirit as they can.
Yeah, they really go off a big bang and start off the
Yeah,
year.
definitely.
I was wondering, is there anything for winter quarter?
Winter quarter, I'm not quite sure. I don't think there really is, which is sad, and I think that there should be, because winter quarter is kind of, dark and eerie around here, especially with all the snow. So it would be really nice to have something during then too. I know there's a lot of basketball games and everything like that, but definitely it would be nice to have some kind of spirit event.
I did go to the springtime, the student appreciation event, and that is a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Even just the barbecue they throw is a blast. I had a band played that I knew all the guys there. I didn't recognize they were playing. Just heard them playing and walked right by, and then they started yelling my name to the microphones. It was
now you have to
ridiculous.
go.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Let's see, how many campus organizations are involved in planning the homecoming weekend?
That's a great question. I have to say, I can't even count. Everyone's involved in that. Anyone from residence life to dining to admissions, anyone, campus life, everyone gets involved in it, and that's the great part about it. Especially in my job this year, I got to meet so many different people from different campuses or different departments, and it really helped bring connections together, which is awesome.
Must be a very interesting experience just to realize how many different organizations there are on our campus.
Oh, I know. I didn't even know about some of them. So
it's like the studio here.
Yeah, I had no idea it was here.
Yeah. How do you work with students that are less interested in homecoming to get them amped up and get in the spirit of the event?
Yeah, this campus, there's a lot of really spirited people, and then there's a lot that keep to themselves. So it's really difficult to get those students involved, but at the same time, we have to provide enough events that fit everyone's needs and what everyone wants to do. Like the homecoming dance might not be for some people, but they might like going to the game, or they might like going to Wellington's wildfire or something else. So it's a great way to get students' needs met in all different ways. And have something for them to like. So especially the way that we advertise, you know, lots of free food, lots of events that they can go to, and hopefully we have something for every student on campus.
Yeah, I remember being a freshman and being a little bit shy, a little bit recluse, but once I think it's Stephen Lynch. I saw him. That's what was a blast. Brought me out and got to entertain. Yeah. I was gonna wonder what's the price for the dance to get into homecoming?
I believe it was $5 to get in, unless you helped decorate or plan it. Then you got in for free. But
That's
$5.
great. What about the concert events such as Patton Oswalt this year? How much is that for students?
You know, I'm not sure because I didn't have to pay to go in because I helped out with it too, but it's pretty reasonable. I think it was $12 or something like that, which is great for a, you know, famous comedian to
big
go
time.
to. Yeah, so it's awesome. And then community members can go too for a pretty reasonable price. So that's awesome.
Well, that's really great that these prices aren't outstanding. They're not really big.
Yeah.
And you can see some of the best events you could around. I would go to Seattle and pay full price to see Patton Oswalt for sure. But it's really cool to see that there's also alternatives to get in for free, such as helping build the dance or even working for the school.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyone can do that. It's great.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
Do you think that the low cost, well, I'm assuming the low cost and even the free costs have part to do with the attendance, the big attendance?
Oh, definitely. I mean, students aren't, I mean, everyone in college, poor college students, you know, so they don't want to pay all this money for something like that. But if you make it reasonable or even free, it's a great way to get students involved in liking something that's going on.
What would you say is the most challenging part of planning for homecoming?
This year, the most challenging part for planning was the unknown because of all of the fires in the area. We had pretty high restrictions, especially with the smoke outside and everything like that. So we were kind of on edge with everything that we were planning, especially Wellington's wildfire. We were really worried about the smoke level, so we had to move it indoors. And especially the football game, we really didn't want to cancel it. And so up until maybe the day before, we were waiting to see if it was going to get canceled or not. So that was the challenge this year. And I mean, I didn't really get a focus on anything else because that's all I was worried about.
I understand.
So.
For about 2 months, that was the heat of it. And the plan was just wait for snowfall.
Exactly.
You can't have a game going around with all those smoke inhalation. It's terrible.
Exactly. And I know all the football players were practicing on the west side and everything. So definitely a difficult task, but it was a lot of fun. And everything worked out perfectly. So,
great. I'm glad it did. As far as alumni go, what events are held for alumni?
You know, they have a lot of banquets and recognition dinners. I went to this recognition dinner where they gave awards to distinguished alumni. They also have, you know, they can go to the football game and they have kind of like a tailgate for the alumni.
Unfortunately, I have to cut you off. I'm so sorry. Thank you for showing up. And again, thank you for Scott Drummond and thank you, Kelsey Furstenworth. It was a great interviewing you. I'm thankful you showed up. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And thank you for watching.